You're nothing but a glorified maid." The words slice through the morning air of the Manhattan penthouse like a knife through silk. Eleanor Bennett doesn't even look up from her mimosa as she delivers the blow. She just smiles, that cold Park Avenue smile that costs $10,000 in Botox to maintain. Claire Bennett stands perfectly still by the marble kitchen island, coffee cup frozen halfway to her lips. The morning light streams through floor-to-ceiling windows, catching the diamond on her left hand. 28 years old, stunningly elegant in a cream cashmere sweater, her face reveals nothing. But if you look close enough, there's something flickering behind those calm eyes. Something dangerous. James laughs from the dining table. Her husband, 35, charming in that Wall Street way, designer suit already pressed for Monday. He's scrolling through his phone, not even bothering to defend her. "Lucky she landed you," Eleanor continues, adjusting her Chanel scarf. "I mean, what does she even do all day? Yoga and shopping?" Claire takes a sip of her coffee. It's bitter. Perfect. What they don't know could fill the Empire State Building. At night, when James thinks she's asleep, Claire runs an empire. Horizon Resorts. 12 properties across the United States. From Napa Valley Vineyards to Hamptons beachfront, worth over $2 billion. She built it from scratch at 23. A trust fund baby who turned family money into a dynasty. The Bennett family thinks she's just another pretty face who married well. They have no idea she owns 51% of Apex Tech, the company where James plays COO, the company he thinks his connections built, the company that wouldn't exist without her capital, her vision, her late-night calls with venture capitalists while he slept off his third scotch. She hides in plain sight, a ghost in her own life. The family brunch continues. Eleanor rattles on about the charity gala, how embarrassing it is that Claire never contributes anything meaningful to society. James nods along, barely listening, his thumb dancing across his phone screen. Claire watches him, really watches him. His smile is different lately, softer, secret. That's when she sees it, the reflection in the window behind him, his phone screen, a text message from someone saved as LH with a heart emoji. "Can't wait for the Hamptons, baby. This weekend is going to be perfect." Claire's hand tightens around her coffee cup. The porcelain doesn't break. She won't let it. She excuses herself. Eleanor doesn't even acknowledge her leaving. In her home office, the one James never enters because he thinks it's just her little hobby space, Claire pulls up her laptop. Her fingers fly across the keyboard. Apex Tech's internal servers open like magic, because they're hers. She coded half the security protocols herself. James Bennett. Upcoming travel. Horizon Resort Hamptons. Friday through Sunday. 2 guests. Her resort. Her property. Her creation. She opens Instagram. It takes 30 seconds to find Lila Harper. 25. Junior executive at Apex Tech. Ambitious in that hungry way that men like James find irresistible. 300 followers. Mostly selfies. Lots of motivational quotes about girl bosses and manifestation. The latest post is from 2 hours ago. Weekend getaway vibes. A photo of a diamond bracelet catching sunlight. Tiffany, the Hamptons location tag clear as day, and in the comments, a string of fire emojis. Claire zooms in on the bracelet. She recognizes it. James showed her the same style last month, asked if she liked it. She said yes. He said maybe for their anniversary. He bought it for someone else. The fury rises slow and cold, like frost spreading across glass. Not the hot, screaming kind of anger, the calculating kind, the kind that dismantles lives with precision. She pulls up Apex Tech's employee directory. Lila Harper, junior marketing executive, hired 8 months ago, reports directly to James. Of course she does. Claire sits back in her chair, the Manhattan skyline stretching behind her like a kingdom. Her kingdom, one they don't even know exists. Her phone buzzes. Eleanor, in the group chat with James and his sister. "Make sure you're presentable for the Vanderbilt dinner next week, Claire. Try to look like you belong for once. James adds a laughing emoji. Claire's jaw tightens. She stands, walks to the window, looks down at the streets 40 stories below. All those people, rushing, striving, fighting to matter. She already matters. She just let them forget. In her closet, behind the rows of elegant dresses James thinks she wastes his money on, there's a safe. Inside, documents, deeds, contracts, stock certificates, the paper trail of a fortune built in shadows. She pulls out her phone, dials her assistant at Horizon. Marcus, it's Claire. I need the jet ready in 2 hours. Hamptons. And pull the guest list for this weekend. I want to know everyone who's checked in. There's a pause. Marcus has worked for her for 5 years. He knows that tone. Understood, Miss Bennett. Anything else? Yes. Book the presidential suite. Under my name. My real name. She hangs up, walks back to the kitchen where Eleanor is still holding court about absolutely nothing that matters. James looks up, surprised. Going somewhere? Just a little trip, Claire says smoothly, her smile perfect and empty. Girls' weekend. Eleanor snorts. Try not to embarrass yourself. Claire nods, gracious as always. She sets her coffee cup in the sink, rinses it carefully, methodically. This weekend, she thinks, they'll learn who I really am. The private jet waits at Teterboro, sleek, white, the Horizon Resorts logo subtle on the tail. Claire boards, her heels clicking against the stairs. She settles into the leather seat, accepts champagne from the flight attendant, looks out at the tarmac. James and Lila think they're playing checkers. She's been playing chess all along. And checkmate is 45 minutes away. To freedom from my dull little life. James Bennett raises his champagne flute, the bubbles catching afternoon sunlight streaming through the presidential suite's windows. The Hamptons stretch beyond like a postcard, all white sand and blue water. Lila Harper giggles, clinking her glass against his, her new diamond bracelet sparkling. This place is incredible, she breathes, spinning in her designer sundress. How did you even get this suite? I heard it's booked months in advance. James smirks, pulling her close. I have connections, perks of being who I am. What he doesn't see are the resort staff exchanging glances in the hallway, the way the concierge's smile tightens, the way the manager makes a phone call the second their door closes. 3 floors below, in a room that doesn't appear on any guest map, Claire Bennett watches 6 monitors simultaneously. She's traded her Manhattan elegance for dark jeans and a chic baseball cap, but the power radiates off her like heat. Marcus Reed stands beside her, 45 years of military precision packed into a tailored suit, ex-Marine, head of security, the only person at Horizon who knows exactly who signs his paychecks. Company card, Marcus says, tapping a screen showing James's charges. Dinner last night, $2,000. Spa treatments this morning, $1,800. Champagne, 4 bottles, 1,200. Claire's jaw tightens. Not even his own money. Never is, Marcus replies dryly. Want me to decline the next charge? Not yet. Let him dig deeper. The control room hums with technology. Screens show every corner of the resort. Cameras Claire designed herself, back when she was 23 and building this empire from nothing. Nobody knew then that the shy tech prodigy coding in her childhood bedroom would own 12 luxury properties before she turned 30. The flashback hits sharp and visceral. Claire, at 21, MIT dropout, lines of code streaming across her laptop at 3 in the morning. Her father had left her a trust fund, comfortable but not extraordinary. She'd turned it into Horizon Resorts through sheer brilliance and 100 sleepless nights, built the booking system, the security protocols, the guest management software that every competing resort tried to copy. Then, she'd bought into Apex Tech, quietly, strategically, 51% acquired through shell companies, and careful negotiations. James never knew the silent partner who saved his precious company was sleeping beside him every night. Her phone buzzes. Sarah Kim, best friend since college, now one of New York's most ruthless corporate lawyers. You seeing this? Claire opens the attachment. Screenshots. Text messages. Eleanor Bennett to James. Time-stamped this morning. Time to end this charade with Claire. Lila says she's ready to help. We'll prove she's incompetent. Get her assets in the divorce. Split Apex's value. You deserve better than that useless girl. James's response is a thumbs-up emoji. Claire's hand trembles. Just slightly. Just enough for Marcus to notice. Ma'am? I'm fine. She sets the phone down carefully, like it might explode. Get Sarah up here. Now. Sarah arrives in 15 minutes. Power suit and designer heels, carrying a leather briefcase that probably costs more than Lila's monthly rent. They really thought this through, Sarah says, spreading documents across the table. Eleanor's been talking to a lawyer. Not a good one, but still. They're building a case that you're financially dependent on James, that your lifestyle is funded by his Apex salary. Claire almost laughs. The sound is cold. My Apex salary, you mean? Sarah grins. Exactly. They have no idea who actually owns the company, or this resort, or that James's COO position only exists because you created it for him. Marcus pulls up more footage. James and Lila by the pool, his hand on her lower back. Guests are starting to notice. Whispers behind manicured hands. Side-eye from the couple, 3 loungers over. Then, Lila does something monumentally stupid. She posts a selfie. James in the background, clearly identifiable, both of them in matching resort robes. Caption, living my best life with the best company. Claire watches the likes roll in. Comments from Apex Tech employees. Question marks, shocked faces. This is going to be everywhere by tonight, Sarah mutters. Good, Claire says quietly. Let them watch. She opens her laptop. Her fingers dance across the keyboard like a concert pianist. Code flows. Firewalls part. In 90 seconds, she's inside Lila's phone. Cloud access. Full control. What are you doing? Sarah leans closer. Making a point. Claire navigates to Lila's music app. Deletes every playlist. Creates a new one. Single song. On repeat. You're So Vain by Carly Simon. Marcus actually chuckles. That's cold. Claire closes the laptop. Marcus, I want their stay to be unforgettable. 5-star service. Everything they ask for. Make them feel like royalty. The kind that gets beheaded? He asks. Exactly that kind. 4 floors up, James's phone dings. A welcome message from resort management. He opens it lazily, one arm still around Lila. Dear valued guest, we hope you're enjoying your stay at Horizon Resort Hamptons. Should you need anything, please don't hesitate to contact us directly. Warmest regards. CB, founder and president. James laughs. These corporate types and their formal letters. CB, probably some old guy who's never even been here. Lila traces the logo on the resort stationery. It's actually really pretty. The C and B are intertwined. Looks almost like a wedding monogram. James glances at it, shrugs. Probably the founder's initials. But something nags at him. Something in the back of his mind, trying to surface. C.B. He thinks of Eleanor's texts. Claire's pathetic. Claire's useless. Claire's got nothing. Claire Bennett. C.B. His hand freezes on the champagne bottle. The logo isn't just pretty, it's everywhere. Embossed on every towel, etched into every glass, stamped on every piece of paper. Those aren't just any initials. Lila notices his face. Baby, what's wrong? James stares at the welcome letter, at the signature, at the logo he's been seeing for 24 hours without really seeing. Nothing, he says, but his voice sounds hollow. Nothing at all. 3 floors below, Claire watches his face on the monitor. She smiles. The game is just beginning. Something's off. James Bennett stands at the rooftop bar, Manhattan skyline glittering across the water, champagne glass trembling in his hand. The CB logo catches the light, mocking him, taunting him. Around him, the Hamptons elite swirl in designer clothes and expensive perfume. Music pulses, laughter echoes. But all James can hear is the whisper of staff as they pass. The owner's directive. Make sure they have everything. Special instructions from CB herself. Priority guests. Handle with care. Lila drapes herself across his arm, already 3 drinks deep. This is amazing, baby. I feel like a celebrity. James forces a smile. Yeah, amazing. But his mind won't stop spinning. CB Claire Bennett. It's just a coincidence. Has to be. Claire's at home probably folding laundry or doing whatever it is she does all day. She doesn't own resorts. She barely leaves the penthouse. Right? Lila pulls out her phone, pouting for the camera. Come here, she giggles, pulling him close. He should say no. Should be smarter. But the champagne's good, and Lila's lips are soft, and for one moment he forgets to be careful. She kisses him, records it, posts it in real time. Best weekend ever with my favorite person. Horizon Resort Hamptons. Paradise found. The notification explosion starts within seconds. James doesn't see it yet. But across the resort, in boardrooms and corner offices, Apex Tech's board members see everything. Screenshots fly. Group chats ignite. The COO's reputation combusts in real time. 3 floors below, Claire watches it unfold on her monitors. She's changed. Black dress, sleek and devastating. Designer heels that could double as weapons. Her hair's pulled back. Diamond earrings catch the light. She looks like money. She looks like power. She looks like herself. Sarah Kim sits across from her, laptop open, documents spread like battle plans. The gala's tomorrow night, Sarah says. 200 guests. Apex board members. Tech investors. Half the Manhattan social circuit. You'll have the biggest audience possible. Claire nods slowly. Perfect. The plan is flawless. Sarah spent 3 days preparing. Evidence of the affair, printed and bound. Documentation of Eleanor's conspiracy, every text message preserved. Financial records showing James's embezzlement of company funds. And the crown jewel, stock certificates, proving Claire's majority ownership of Apex Tech. Tomorrow night, everything comes to light. The flashback hits like a punch to the chest. Claire at 26, sitting in the dark penthouse while James sleeps off another client dinner. Eleanor's voice echoing from that afternoon. You're lucky my son took pity on you. What would you even do without him? Claire's laptop open, code streaming, building Horizon's website from scratch, her empire growing while they slept. Another memory. James forgetting their anniversary. Eleanor calling her contribution to family dinners sad. His sister laughing when Claire mentioned wanting to start a business. Like you could run anything. Every insult, every dismissal, every moment they made her feel small. She'd swallowed them all and built an empire in the darkness. Sarah reaches across the table, squeezes Claire's hand. You're not just winning tomorrow, she says quietly. You're rewriting their entire story. Showing them who you've always been. Claire's eyes burn, but no tears fall. I just want them to see me. They will. The whole world will. Upstairs, Eleanor Bennett arrives in a whirlwind of Louis Vuitton and entitlement. The resort staff greet her with professional courtesy that barely masks their contempt. Marcus personally handles her bags, his face a perfect blank mask. Eleanor's phone is already out, texting Lila. I'm here. Tomorrow we make our move. James will file for divorce Monday. By next month we'll have split her pathetic little savings and you'll be the new Mrs. Bennett. This ridiculous resort trip is the perfect cover. In the control room, Claire's spyware catches every word. Her jaw tightens. Sarah sees it happen. The last piece of hesitation dying. the final thread of mercy snapping. Tomorrow, Claire says. No more hiding. The evening continues. Guests mingle. The bar fills. Lila changes for dinner, her Instagram video already at 10,000 views. That's when Marcus makes his move. He's carrying a tray of wine, perfectly balanced, completely controlled. He passes Lila in the hallway, her new dress pristine white. His foot catches. The tray tilts. 12 ounces of Cabernet Sauvignon arc through the air in slow motion. Lila screams as red wine explodes across her dress. "Oh my God, I'm so sorry," Marcus says, his face the picture of horror. "Please, let me call housekeeping. We'll comp your entire stay. This is unacceptable." Lila's too busy crying to notice his eyes are completely calm. She misses cocktail hour, misses the chance to network with the tech investors James promised to introduce her to. Spends 2 hours getting the stain out while James makes excuses. In her suite, Claire practices her speech. She stands before the mirror. The woman looking back isn't the quiet housewife who served coffee to Eleanor's insults. She's something else entirely. Something they should have seen coming. "Good evening. My name is Claire Bennett. Some of you know me as James's wife. The rest of you know me as the woman who built this resort and owns the company you all work for." Her voice is steady, strong, but her eyes burn with years of rage refined into precision. Sarah watches from the doorway. "You're ready." "I've been ready for 5 years." The rooftop bar fills as sunset bleeds into twilight. Eleanor holds court near the railing, martini in hand, surrounded by people who smile and nod and secretly check their watches. "Can you imagine," Eleanor says loudly, "being married to someone who contributes absolutely nothing? My son's wife is basically a decorative houseplant, pretty to look at but utterly useless." The woman beside her makes a sympathetic noise. "I mean," Eleanor continues, warming to her subject, "she doesn't work, doesn't volunteer, just spends James's money on yoga classes and juice cleanses. That frumpy little wife of his probably thinks designer handbags are a career." The woman turns fully. She's stunning. 30. Power suit despite the resort setting. A smile that could cut glass. "Frumpy?" Sarah Kim says, her voice silk over steel. "That's interesting, because I've met Claire Bennett, and frumpy isn't the word I'd use." Eleanor blinks. "Who are you?" Sarah extends her hand. "Sarah Kim, corporate attorney, and Claire's best friend." Eleanor's face drains of color. Sarah's smile sharpens. "See you at the gala tomorrow. I think you'll find it very enlightening." She walks away, leaving Eleanor frozen, her martini trembling in her hand. Below, Claire watches the whole thing on the monitors. "Game on," she whispers. "Welcome to my empire." The words echo through the grand ballroom like thunder. 200 heads turn as one. The spotlight finds Claire Bennett at the center of the stage, and the room holds its breath. She's wearing white, a tailored suit that costs more than most people's cars, cut to perfection, glowing under the chandeliers. Her hair falls in perfect waves. Diamond earrings catch the light like stars. She looks like a queen. James Bennett stands near the back, champagne frozen halfway to his lips. Beside him, Lila Harper's face drains of color. At a nearby table, Eleanor Bennett grips her napkin so hard, her knuckles turn white. "Good evening," Claire says, her voice clear and strong. "For those of you who don't know me, I'm Claire Bennett. Some of you recognize me as James's wife, the quiet one, the housewife, the woman who stays in the background." She pauses, lets the silence stretch. "But most of you know me by another name. CB president and founder of Horizon Resorts, majority shareholder of Apex Technologies, the woman who built this company. This resort, this empire you're all standing in." The room erupts, gasps, murmurs, phones coming out. James's face goes from confused to pale to absolutely gray. Behind Claire, a massive screen flickers to life. "I'm sure you're wondering why I've gathered you here tonight," Claire continues, her tone almost conversational. Well, I wanted to share some home videos. The footage starts. James and Lila. The presidential suite. Yesterday. His hand on her back. His lips on her neck. The timestamp clear in the corner. A woman in the front row gasps. An Apex board member stands, fury on his face. Lila makes a sound like a wounded animal. But wait, Claire says. There's more. Text messages flood the screen. Eleanor to James. Eleanor to Lila. James to Lila. Every vicious word. Every plot. Every scheme to take Claire's assets. Destroy her reputation. Steal her company. Time to end this charade with Claire. She's so pathetically clueless. We'll split Apex 3 ways once she's gone. That useless little wife will never see it coming. The ballroom is dead silent except for the sound of Eleanor's chair scraping as she tries to stand, tries to run. Marcus Reed appears behind her like a shadow. His hand on her shoulder is gentle but final. Going somewhere? Eleanor sits. James finds his voice. Claire, you can't just... Can't what? Claire's smile is razor sharp. Can't show 200 people the truth? Can't expose the fact that you've been embezzling company funds? Yes, James. Company funds. Apex Tech's credit card. The one you've been using to wine and dine your mistress? Another screen. Financial records. Every charge. Every date. Every lie. The Apex board members are standing now. One is already on his phone. Another is taking photos of the screen. Claire's voice doesn't waver. They thought I was a doormat. She looks directly at James. Turns out I own the house. And the company. And every single thing you thought you built. The flashback comes fast and brutal. Claire 3 years ago, coding in the dark, building firewalls, planting surveillance protocols. She'd known even then that trust was a luxury she couldn't afford, so she'd built safeguards, evidence, protection. She'd seen the betrayal coming before it arrived. Lila stands, her chair crashing backward. This is insane! James, say something! Claire turns to her, voice cold as winter. Lila Harper, Junior Marketing Executive. You're fired, effective immediately. Security will escort you from the premises. You're also banned from every Horizon property worldwide. Try to book a room, and you'll find yourself on a very exclusive blacklist. Marcus nods to 2 security guards. They move toward Lila. You can't do this, Lila shrieks. I just did. James steps forward. His face is red, sweat beading on his forehead. Claire, be reasonable. We can talk about this, privately. Claire laughs. The sound is hollow. Privately? Like how you privately discussed divorcing me with your mother. Like how you privately plan to take my assets. No, James. We're done with private. She pulls out her phone, taps twice. Behind her, the screen changes again. Apex Technologies access log. James Bennett. Status. Revoked. Financial authority. Terminated. Corporate accounts. Frozen. James's phone buzzes. He looks down. His face crumbles. You're locked out, Claire says simply. Of everything. The company. The accounts. The systems you thought you controlled. You never controlled anything. You were just playing in my sandbox. The room is riveted. Some guests are crying. One woman is applauding. The moment is electric. Eleanor finally finds her voice. You ungrateful little... Claire cuts her off with a look. Mrs. Bennett, Eleanor, you're banned from all Horizon properties, effective immediately. That includes this resort, our Napa location, our Manhattan hotel, and every other property I own. I never want to see your face on my land again. Eleanor opens her mouth, closes it, opens it again. Nothing comes out. Claire's voice drops. Get quieter. More dangerous. Do you want to know the worst part? Her voice finally cracks. Just slightly. Just enough to show the hurt underneath. I would have given you everything. I loved you, James. I respected you, Eleanor. I tried so hard to be enough. She pauses, breathes. The ballroom is so quiet you could hear a pin drop. But you looked at me and saw nothing. You saw a decoration, a placeholder, something to use and discard. A tear slides down her cheek. She doesn't wipe it away. You were wrong. The applause starts slow, 1 person, then 5, then 50. Then the entire room is standing, clapping, some crying, some cheering. Claire pulls an envelope from her jacket. White paper, gold seal. James Bennett, these are divorce papers. Sign them. Tonight. Or, I'll make the footage from this weekend go viral. Every news outlet, every social media platform. Your choice. She tosses the envelope. It lands at his feet. James stares at it. His hands shake. His world is ending in real time. That's when he snaps. He lunges for the microphone at a nearby table, grabs it. His voice cracks through the speakers. You don't get to do this. You don't get to humiliate me like... The power cuts. Instantly. Completely. The mic goes dead. The lights dim. Only the emergency spots remain, and they're all pointed at Claire. James stands in shadow. Voiceless. Powerless. Claire holds a small remote. Her smile is calm. My resort, she says quietly. My power. My rules. The lights come back up. Just enough. Security is already moving toward James. Sign the papers, Claire says. Or, I promise you, this is just the beginning. James looks around. At the guests watching. At the board members already on their phones. At Lila being escorted out in tears. At his mother, small and defeated in her chair. He bends down. Picks up the envelope. His hands won't stop shaking. This is my legacy. Claire Bennett stands on the resort balcony as dawn breaks over the Hamptons. The ocean stretches endless before her, waves catching the first light. Her white suit from last night is gone, replaced by a simple silk robe. She looks peaceful, powerful, free. Behind her, in the ballroom, staff clean champagne glasses and fold chairs. The gala ended 3 hours ago, the most important night of her life, the night she stopped hiding. In a corner suite, James Bennett sits at a desk, pen trembling over divorce papers. His lawyer left an hour ago. His mother stopped answering his calls. The Apex board scheduled an emergency meeting for Monday to discuss his termination. His face is all over social media, not as a successful executive, but as a cautionary tale. The pen touches paper. His signature looks broken, defeated. It's done. 6 months later, Manhattan glitters under autumn sun. Claire walks into Apex Technologies' headquarters, heels clicking on marble floors. Employees nod respectfully. Some smile. Everyone knows her face now. The woman who built an empire in secret. The CEO who took back her power. The corner office is hers. Floor-to-ceiling windows. The city spread below like a kingdom. On her desk, quarterly reports glow with success. Horizon Resorts expanded to 3 new locations. Apex Tech stock hit record highs. Both companies thrive under her open leadership, no longer hobbled by James's incompetence. Sarah Kim appears in the doorway, coffee in hand. The Winston acquisition closed. They're thrilled to partner with you. Claire smiles. First of many. They've rebuilt everything. Not just the companies, but Claire herself. Therapy sessions, late-night conversations, learning to trust again, learning that winning doesn't erase the scars, just makes them bearable. The montage flows like a dream. Claire at a tech conference, speaking to 500 young women, her voice strong, her message clear. You don't need permission to be powerful. You already are. Claire and Sarah laughing over wine in the penthouse. Real laughter, the kind that heals. Claire at a charity gala, writing a check that makes the organizer's eyes water. Horizon Foundation. Scholarships for women in technology. Her mother's name etched in gold on the donor wall. Her mother. The flashback comes soft and bittersweet. Claire at 16, crying over a failed project. Her mother's hand on her shoulder. Never let them dim your light, sweetheart. The world will try. Don't let it. Her mother died when Claire was 19. Cancer. Fast and brutal. She never got to see Horizon's first property. Never saw Claire's empire rise. But she believed, even when no one else did. In her office now, Claire keeps a photo. Her mother at 40, laughing, vibrant, alive. A reminder of where the strength came from. A reminder of who she's fighting for. Her computer dings. New email. From James Bennett. The subject line reads, "I'm sorry." Claire's finger hovers over it. 6 months ago, she might have opened it. Might have read his excuses, his justifications, his desperate attempts to rewrite history. Now she just clicks delete. "I don't need his sorry," she says quietly. Sarah, watching from the doorway, grins. "Good. He doesn't deserve your time." "What happened to him?" Sarah shrugs. "Last I heard, he's working middle management at a startup in Jersey. Lives in a studio apartment. His mother won't speak to him. Blames him for losing access to her favorite social circle." And Lila? Blacklisted from every major tech company. She tried to rebrand as an influencer, but the comments were brutal. Last post was 3 months ago. Claire feels nothing, no satisfaction, no pity, just emptiness where they used to live in her head. They're ghosts now. Powerless. Gone. The real story is what she built from the ashes. A week later, back at Horizon Resort Hamptons, the property gleams in morning Sunday new construction. A wing added to the main building. Glass and steel and promise. 200 guests gather. Tech leaders, business icons, politicians, the press, everyone who matters. Claire stands on the platform in a navy dress that costs less than her old wardrobe, but fits better than anything James ever bought her. Her hair is simpler now, her smile more genuine. "Welcome," she says, to the Elena Wing. The crowd erupts in applause. Behind her, the building's facade unveils. Her mother's name carved in stone. Elena Bennett Memorial Center for Women in Technology. Classrooms, incubators, mentorship spaces. Everything her mother dreamed about, made real. "My mother believed in power," Claire says, her voice steady but thick with emotion. Not the power that comes from money or status. The power that comes from knowing who you are and refusing to apologize for it. She pauses. Looks out at the crowd. At Sarah in the front row crying. At Marcus standing guard, proud. At the young women in the audience hanging on every word. She told me once, "Never let them dim your light." For years I ignored that advice. I made myself small, quiet, invisible. I thought that was survival. A tear slides down her cheek. She doesn't hide it. But survival isn't living. And I was so tired of just surviving. The crowd is silent, hanging on every word. This building is for anyone who's ever been underestimated. Anyone who's been told they're not enough. Anyone who's hidden their light to make someone else comfortable. Her voice rises. Powerful. Clear. Stop hiding. The world needs your brilliance. Your strength. Your light. Don't let anyone tell you to dim it. Not your partner. Not your family. Not anyone. The applause is deafening. People are standing. Crying. Cheering. Claire steps back. Watches as the crowd surges forward. Young women asking questions. Investors offering partnerships. The press capturing every moment. Sarah appears beside her. "You did it. You really did it." Claire looks out at the resort. Her empire, built with her own hands, protected with her own strength, expanded with her own vision. "No," she says softly, "we did it. Everyone who refused to stay small, we did it together." The camera pulls back, wider, wider. The resort glows in golden sunrise. Guests toast with champagne. Claire's name is everywhere. On buildings, In headlines, in conversations about power and justice, and women who refuse to break. This is her legacy. Not revenge, not destruction, creation, empowerment, light. And somewhere, she imagines her mother watching, smiling, proud. Never dim your light, Claire whispers to the wind. And she never will again. If this story inspired you, if you've ever felt underestimated or invisible, drop a comment below. Share your story. Your light matters. And maybe, like Claire, it's time to stop hiding it. Subscribe for more stories of strength, resilience, and the power of knowing your worth. Your empire is waiting.